Alright, this is the fourth video I'm making, and I'll just continue with the show and tell. I don't have very much this time because I've showed most of what I had the last two times, mostly 2 times ago. But I got this enema coffee. Doesn't say enema anywhere on the bag, but that's what it was advertised as. Just organic coffee, gold roast, meaning that it's not dark roasted. So I have that. I made some of this coffee already. And enemas is not a really pleasant subject, so why don't we just get off it? Which means I'm just going to have to talk about other things. So I've been talking to myself pretty much all day already. I'm the only person in the world that talks to myself, by the way, so I'm particularly crazy in that regard. But I'm doing a little bit better, so it's 3 weeks. I was hacking quite a bit the first week that I made these videos. What is it today? It's late February. And we've had some nice sunny days. I had one day that I actually sunbathed outside. And I've gone to the chiropractor, I think 3 times. I went today, it's Wednesday. I went and saw a new therapist on Monday, so I met with him. And he seems a little mild-mannered, a little dusty old fella, but we'll see. I'll go a couple times. It's hard to find a good therapist, and I have a solution, I have a plan on my website, and hopefully I'll be able to get the website published in the next month. Hopefully by the equinox here. Because the need for actually expressing yourself to other people is so great. It's a fundamental human need. On my website, I have detailed explanations about the plan and how catharsis, which I call getting your stuff out, talking about your stuff, how key, how important that is, like one of the first things you need to do. And on this journey, this awful, horrible journey of Lyme disease, it's extremely important to express yourself. Now, I'm not good with any of the technology. I'm not good with these forums I see online. I got this damn Rife machine, had tons and tons of cables, and it was so difficult to figure out the software. Tried going online to some of these forums to get some information. I didn't know how to even start a thread, or, some people are good at this stuff. I can't stand it. So online hasn't been so good for me, but there's something about getting together with other people and expressing yourself which is incredibly important, which is why it's a fundamental aspect of a plan that I have. And always doing my best to kind of think what's most useful, what's most important to say, because I don't want to waste too much time talking, and I want to make this as clear as possible, because I have a very enlightened vision for humanity, and I'm looking at like the most fundamental thing that needs to occur in society. We clearly see that we are dealing with straight up evil goddamn forces in this world. And if you can't see that, then it means you have absolutely no explanation for reality whatsoever. You'll say, yeah, evil exists, but that's not enough. Take the shitball that we're on, planet Earth. There is much more going on than just greed. And some people say, well, people are just greedy, like these corporations are just greedy. Greed does not explain how you're able to let little children die horrible deaths and have their parents absolutely devastated by it. Greed does not explain having adults die and leaving the children without both parents. Greed does not explain how when the man dies, the breadwinner, and he's got a few kids, that they have to go on welfare, absolutely devastated. They have to do all these damn things when they should be spending all their time just grieving, at least for a while. Greed does not explain allowing people to wither, to be depressed, to be lifeless, to feel like they have no place in this world. Greed does not explain that. And we got to be much more vocal about the fact that we are dealing with straight up motherfucking evil in this world. It's not enough to watch some intellectual calmly explain how these people are dying in this other country because of this policy that the UN is implementing. We got to get more expressive. We got to get a little pissed off. We got to get some energy here. Because we're dealing with straight up evil. It's not greed. You talk about the companies. Yes, it looks like greed on the surface, but no, there must be an underpinnings of evil to allow people to suffer the way they are. And if you don't get that, I don't think you can possibly get anything. Because greed alone does not explain it. Greed is a motivator for people. Greed is a motivator for people who have bought into Satanism, who have bought into chasing money. Look at the designs all over money. It's got evil aspects all over it. So when people devote themselves to making money, they are serving evil. And I don't know if I want to be going off on this topic, but how are we going to get anything done if we don't have a basic understanding of what's going on in this world? We can't. We have to understand the problem in order to solve it. Lyme disease is one aspect of this nightmare. I'm doing my best to cope with Lyme disease. It's a horrible disease, but it's one amongst many problems, and all of them need to be solved together. So I'll do my best to combat Lyme disease. I'll do my best to talk about what's helping me. Expressing myself right now I find to be helpful. Makes me a little bit less aware of my pain. Making a couple good tracks this week, making a couple good recordings is helpful for me because I have a sense of accomplishment. They're very universal things that make us feel better. Having a sense of accomplishment is very important. That's why it's part of this plan that I have. And I promise I'm going to get this out as soon as possible so you can see it. I've had this inertia about making videos for the website because I know I have to do it. Sorry, I'm just trying to look at the time. And maybe this will kind of clear the air a little bit so I can get a little bit more work done. Maybe not expressing myself was kind of holding me back here. But I felt a very, very powerful need a number of weeks ago when I was in this horrible, horrible state of sickness where I felt really close to death, that I need to be doing this. Because quite frankly, I do not see a voice out there that is satisfying to me. And I want to be that voice that satisfies myself. I want to be the voice that I've been craving to hear. I don't want to hear another intellectual dummy who's a member of some elite institution talking coolly about the problems of this world. I want to hear people with passion saying, fuck this. Enough already. Enough 10 fucking years ago. Why are we allowing it? We have cures for every goddamn disease in this world. Some of these diseases are not even diseases. Sometimes the cure is the actual disease. We got dentists who believe fluoride's good for you. Try finding a dentist that'll tell you that fluoride is bad for you. The chiropractors all know that fluoride's bad. Why? Because chiropractors tend to educate themselves much more than dentists. They're a different breed of people. Education does not make you smart. Going through these educational institutions oftentimes makes you dumber, makes you more brainwashed. Here's some people saying, well, you can research what you want on the internet, but you can't believe anything on the internet. You can't believe what you learn in school. You can't believe what you learn in books. You can't any source. You can't believe a famous lecturer. You have to always double, triple, quadruple check your sources. And we are in 2017. You've had many years now to extricate your head from your asshole. You should have some basic things straight. You should be wondering why you even have an asshole in the first place. Is that a loving God? We got to get some real basic ideas down if we're going to get anywhere. Lyme disease, absolutely horrible. Any condition, the Zika virus, horrible for those people that are suffering from it. Each one of these cases of each person is an emergency. It's a fucking emergency, and we need to deal with it right now. We got to really use all our brain power, say, how are we going to fucking solve these problems immediately? 2017, we got to make some headway this year. We actually have to see the world make a transformation in this year. It is beyond time. What's going on right now? What's going on in the time that I'm going to get to the end of this video about 20 seconds from now? Probably another suicide. Probably another suicide somewhere in these 20 seconds. What's going to happen in 10 seconds? Another kid dies from malaria. When we have the cure, unfucking believable. We got to solve this shit immediately.